Well, here we go then. Time for the next gen final. Amazing to see the evolution of the next gen. It started off as an idea from Scott Ryan and his commercial team, and it has evolved into something quite incredible. So many juniors wanting to be here and get part of this amazing event here in Wigan. We have 2 players left. One of these 2 young men are going to walk away with the trophy and the title.
Really do believe it is going to be so important for these lads to settle as quickly as they can, and it is not easy. It really isn't. We've seen, let's be honest, players of far higher caliber with loads more experience struggle to settle on this big stage. It's something that's not to be expected. But if it does happen, all the better. That's a nice shot from Aaron. That's come out really nicely for him. And he can go on these reds. These are gettable. You'll fancy them, that's for sure.
An opportunity to really settle in here because these are nice. One thing, talking about these players settling in, both of them settled into their semis really well, which is a great sign because the semis kind of moved into the main pro room here. So the first sort of semi-taste of this big stage, and they both came through very comfortably, 6-1 apiece.
Yeah, I want to shout out the beaten semi-finalists. Harry Loudon fell to Aaron Newton at the table here, and Lucas Earnshaw 6-1 defeat to Eli Jackson. But again, there's a lot of players here. Just achieving a semi-final is definitely an achievement. Just finished a little smelly here. If he lands above that yellow, as we look at it here, he is all but guaranteed a shot of the 8 ball. Just has to play one good shot.
He could snooker himself here. Yeah, and trying to really force through the natural. If he drops that in, he's snookered, so he's trying to push through the yellows, and then it all went wrong. And the good thing with having a great chance to settle in the first frame is if you get it, you settle in. But if you don't get it, then you feel like I've given away a great chance, and that actually can do more damage than not taking out an easier layout. But I think, in a setting like this and a match like this and a tournament like this, I think the players are going to get the opportunities, and it's about dust yourself down. That's an opportunity missed for Aaron, but there'll be others, and just get yourself ready for the others.
Yeah, how quickly can you go again? How quickly can you recover? We've talked a lot this weekend about the likes of Craig Waddingham, Ian Alley, players with Aaron Davies, players with unbelievable temperaments. You can't expect teenagers to have that. That's just not going to happen. But how well can you have that temperament? To what scale can you get it? Do you just feel like the one who can just settle the quicker and control the emotions the better? That may well be enough to edge the final just in itself.
I agree. That was a positive moment, that from Eli. He has played to leave exactly what he's got here because he wanted to move the red away to open up the pocket for the 8 ball. And he has missed the yellow to the top corner. So he was playing positively to go that way round. Some people can shy away from that sort of shot and maybe look to go it differently. But I'm all for the way he went, just missed the pot.
Where do you fall on the debate here for the next generation, the young'uns watching the game? Because for some players, the purists and the top level, I think of the likes of the great Mick Hill, who always used to speak about this. There's a inverted commas right way to play, and so when you're watching that shot from Eli, you could see it was the right shot. But was it the right shot? Because he has left himself a really tricky pot.
I'm not a big believer in the right shot. There are ways to go, and there'll be different ways to go. And for example, and trust me, I have so much respect for Mick Hill. I think his patterns are the greatest in the game It's history, so I'm not. If he says that it's the way he would go, then I would say that is a very, very good way to go. But if Mick Hill and Tom Cousins were having a debate about which way to go, and I have had the pleasure of actually watching that and being part of that, they would see the game very, very differently, and you can't argue with how either of them go about that game. So, big believer there is no right way. I think there are ways you can improve and learn and get better and work out the puzzle. But yeah, there's no one way.
I often think a lot of about a player like Stevie Dempsey when I talk about this, but a player who knows his level so well and plays shots that he is particularly comfortable with that other players maybe wouldn't play. I think that might be key for these next generation players, for these youngsters. Play within yourself sounds like an ugly way to say it, but actually, again, that might be enough to give you the edge.
Yeah, I completely agree. But the other thing, if you're talking about in those sort of terms, though, how you're feeling out there and how you're seeing the pattern, how you're seeing the puzzle, how you're seeing your decision making will change from day to day as well. There'll be some days when you go out there and you're feeling certain types of shots, and subconsciously you kind of work to that. But other days you'll be shying away from them. This isn't far away. This is not far away. What a shot.
Oh, wowee. And that's a nice nudge for Aaron Newton.
Holds up his hands. So that tells us he wasn't playing the treble, but I didn't think he could get to the double, so I thought he was playing it.
Shot. First frame of the Next Gen final falls to Aaron Newton.
Yeah.
That is quite the extraordinary way to win it.
Yeah, I'm going to pick him up on that. Don't hold up your hand there to apologise. He played the treble. That was full on played the treble. If he's holding up his hand, it's only because he got the nudge on the yellow to hold the cue ball. But to be honest, if you make a treble like that and you don't land on the 8 ball, then you're very, very unlucky. That was brilliant. So that shot of the match sorted.
Should say as well, a very good afternoon to those of you watching us on Facebook. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. We're live with the Next Gen final here from the Robin Park Arena in Wigan. And we're also across plenty of other action as well. We'll be keeping an eye on the Disability Pool Series final as well, which is currently at its final stage. Plenty of matches for those guys today. It's Matthew Coates taking on Mohammed Abu Baker. They've got the win over David Beaumont in the semi-final. Matthew Coates overcoming Roy Kimberley. And if you do want to watch that full match, Nick Finn and Tony Holgate are currently across that one on the Ultimate Pool YouTube channel. Should just say in a little bit of housekeeping, the first Women's Pro Series semi-final is complete. Harriet Haynes getting the job done over Mary Talbot, 7-5 win for H, who books her spot in a Pro Series final. We'll see that later on this evening. Second semi-final has just gone on. Danielle Randall taking on Lucy Smith. And if you want to watch that in its entirety, you can do so over on the Ultimate Pool TikTok channel. We'll show you tidbits of all the action from all the tables that are currently live here on the main show as we watch Aaron Newton go about his business here on Reds.
Another big shot coming up for Aaron. Oh, feathers the yellow on the way through. That drops in. Definitely should get out.
Thought for a second he was going to feather the yellow, feather the red and guide it in. But just shy.
There's an out here for Eli. He did take it on originally in the opening frame. He took it on and missed, and then when he got his second opportunity, he decided to pull back, and that can sort of play with your mind. You'll be sat there thinking, Should I have pulled back? Should I have gone for it? It was tricky. He had a ball that was in a really awkward spot. And I wasn't against the pullback. The only criticism you could say is he left the edge. But on another day, your opponent doesn't make the treble more times than makes the treble, and you still win the frame off the back of it. So you kind of got to tell yourself that you made a choice and not to let it affect your decision making next time round, which he's done here. He's decided to continue to play that safety shot. Could have gone there, but decided to pull back.
Don't mind that at all. Good hit out the snooker though from Aaron.
Great shot. Great shot. It's interesting, isn't it? Because he pulls back because he wanted to. It was probably to do with those two balls at the top of the table. Even though if you get the right angle on one, you can get on the other one. But that's probably the reason he pulled back on the previous visit. A good shot from Aaron to kind of put him in a spot, and he comes up with a double. So it was a harder shot second time round, but he's good enough to come up with it.
He's stayed pretty composed there as Eli. He does have an extension to use, but elected not to. Or maybe, you could say he's not used to calling an extension. Hear the beeps and you just think, oh, let's just pot a ball.
Might be the first time he's played a match with an extension.
Very possible. Very possible.
He got through that a lot better than he was expecting, a lot more than he was thinking. I'm assuming he was playing for...
Yeah, calls it now.
for right centre, yeah. This is difficult to drop this in and hold. Really is as dead weight as you possibly can. Maybe play it with some right hand side to hold it off the cushion. It will kill the cue ball off the cushion.
It is going to fall in, but he overcut it. Wanted to pot it on the thickest part of the jaw there and went the other side.
He's okay though.
He may still have a shot.
Yeah,
it's tough.
He's on the yellow. It isn't ideal to get on the 8 ball here.
Middle of the table though, is it just a case of just put the ball and you're probably going to have a shot? Do you want to land anywhere in the top of the table? He's going to have a shot.
Yeah, the natural line takes the cue ball close to the 8 ball, so I just get a little bit of right hand side on. He's gone the other way to spin it around two cushions.
This is a shot. Oh, that's pretty good. I'll take this.
It looks like he's going to the corner, so he could have done with 2 more rolls on it, because I don't think he's on it to the centre.
This for one each. Yeah, welcome to the party, Eli Jackson. And that is a very decent start from our next-gen players in the first 2 frames. Pleased for both of them to get an early frame. I've got no horse in the race here.
Yeah.
I just want both of them to have as good a game as possible and to enjoy their experience. And you can see there, both of them, you can almost physically see the weight lift off their shoulders. They're sat in their chair after they've got that one next to their name, turned in their corner and just given a smile. It is just that feeling of relief. Okay, I'm in it now.
Yeah, and it's also it gives you the opportunity just to say you're playing the same game.
This is Matthew Coates at the table. He's about to go 2-0 up on Mohammed Abu Baker. Race to 5 this one, and an excellent start for Coates as we head back to table 1 here. Eli Jackson on the break. Oh, what a break. Shame we're not playing on a Monday night. That's a dry break as well. This, and I'm going to get on my shoebox here, and you know what I'm about to say, because you've heard this so many times.
I know.
But that break right there should not result in turning the table over. He's hit that break absolutely plumb.
Should we have the debate once more for those that have not heard us have it, heard us have it
sure.
a million times before?
I'm ready to go again. I'll throw hands at this stage.
There are 15 balls currently on the table.
Yeah. What do you try and do when you break off, Si? What is your one goal when you're breaking off the balls?
I'm trying to pot a red or a yellow.
Come on. Come on.
No, I absolutely understand your point completely, and I'm.
I just think it's. I love international rules. I think they're amazing, but I don't think you should be punished for potting the 8 ball
I'll be honest,
and nothing else.
I mean, as much as I do like to have that debate with you, and I'm absolutely not pro one way or the other. If the rule was the other way around, that you make the 8 ball off the break and nothing else and you carry on, I'm okay with that. But the way it is right now, I'm also very okay with it.
I just feel brutal for Eli there. That he's absolutely creamed that break. Doesn't get a go at them.
I mean, it was the best break, wasn't it? The perfect break.
The best break we've seen anywhere on the table today.
Yeah, cue ball straight at the middle, power everywhere, nice even split across the table. Everything was right, apart from the only ball that went in was a black and white stripe.
I know there's a few pros in the arena at the minute just casting their eye over this one. I saw Shane Thompson having a little look. He's in the semi-final later on. He's watching on this one. He'd trade in that break.
He would, absolutely. Work this through very nicely. You want to get yourself, you're not going to get straight on this yellow, but you want to get as straight as you can comfortably so that you can just on and off the top cushion and take the 8 ball in the left centre. If you leave loads of angle, yeah, he's looking at it now. How straight can I get without risking going behind that red? If you leave loads of angle, then you're going into the reds and you could get a little bit funny on the 8 ball. And he has left more angle than I thought would have been preferable. If he plays this natural, he's going very close to the, well, he hit the bottom cushion and very close to the top one of those 2 reds together. So can you get enough left-hand side on just to check it up? No, he's going to play the other way and try and get on it, but I'm not sure about that one. Very hard to screw that through the gap and get top side of the 8 ball.
There should be some shot. It wasn't a million miles away. And just putting do you know what? Just putting the 8 ball there, not the worst outcome. He's going to make Eli earn it. I think if I'm Eli, I'm pretty keen to get cue ball in hand here. Whether he can or not is a different matter.
Cue ball in hand changes things.
Played a decent shot there. I think he's got the snooker. He's played that in such a way that he wanted to play that, but also hide the 8 ball. Like that choice of shot.
I think the line's available to go left-hand side and get to the 8 ball, but
he thinks he can turn it.
Aaron's trying to bend it here.
Oh, what a shot. Oh! What have we just seen?
Yeah, it's incredible. 2 shots he's made in the match so far have been absolutely incredible.
Sign him up. Wild card incoming. What a shot that is from Aaron Newton. Absolutely brilliant. And you can't take anything away from Eli. I think he's played a good shot there. I think he made the right decision, and ultimately a big part of what you're trying to achieve out there is just making the right decision. Execution can come, it can go, but as long as you make the right decision out there, it'll lead you down the right path. Can't beat himself too much that Aaron's played a brilliant shot there on that 8 ball. That's special.
Good solid cut break. Red on the left-hand side is tricky here. It's tricky here two ways. How do you get onto the red to get back off the red? Very difficult. Well, I'm not going to find out how he was going to deal with that red because he misses a fairly routine one. And this is a good chance now for Eli. Get low as he's looking now. He's come around to have a look at it straight away. Get low on the yellow, play it off the red, opens up the pocket. These yellows will look dramatically different in 2 shots' time. Or could. Key shot gets this right. Doesn't. Gets the red too thin. He would like to have come down and been straighter on that. He wanted a little bit of angle to be able to pop the cue ball out, but didn't want as much angle as he had, and that just made it slightly tricky. Was so close, but rejected. Good plant, but the yellow's just gone a turn further than he would have liked. Would have been much easier for him if it just stayed near the pocket. Now he's going to have to work a good shot on that one.
Extension call. One more good shot. Red and 8 ball play so big here. It's very difficult. I think it's hard to try and get on this yellow into the centre. You'd have to go twice across to get on into the bottom corner. Yeah, and he forced the miss because of it.
Aaron Newton making the early running here in the next gen final.
Stephen, I'm a little bit disappointed that he's won a frame without coming up with a huge shot. I thought that was becoming the norm for Aaron out there.
Yeah, I can see why that would be a reason to be incredibly disappointed. But no, in all seriousness, very, very impressed with Aaron so far. Looking at the Women's Pro Series semi-final, winner of this takes on Harriet Haynes in the big one. Danielle Randall against Lucy Smith. Lucy at the table, 1-0 in front. Be surprised if she was taking these on. Yeah, she isn't. If Danielle can repeat her semi-final performance from yesterday, well, she's going to be very, very tough to stop indeed.
I was so impressed, I really was.
Yeah, had a good chat with Danielle yesterday. Earlier on. And I said, what do you think the secret is? What's changed for you? Because you performed so brilliantly to what we've seen before. And she says, I think it was just bringing my practice game to the actual tournaments. I know how good I can play, and I never feel like I really show it in tournaments. She certainly did yesterday, that's for sure. That is a brutal kicking off from Eli Jackson. Last two breaks, he's absolutely annihilated. And he's got less than nothing for them.
Yeah, cue ball's a little more loose this time. Last time it was right at the middle of the table, but it's still nowhere near a pocket until it gets bumped a few times. It is tough. I'm going to have to be patient, as I say. I think he'll get chances. Both players will continue to get chances, and it's unlikely to be kind of a lights-out final, any major final. It's not always like that. Obviously, the one last night was, but they are rare.
These lads won't have ever dealt with before as a match clock. And we've already played the best part of half the match. It is totally understandable for them to have, taken their time over things and to use every single bit of that 30-second shot clock. It may well be the first time they've ever played on a shot clock, but match clock for sure. But it does mean that it will have an impact in this match. Highly unlikely to see all the allocated frames played here, which would make it 7-6. Not got the time to do that. I've played 4 frames essentially in the first half of the match. Oh, does this go? Just double checking it. I think that tells us it doesn't. This is really tight. He's played a sort of half-hearted plant.
Yeah, I thought that went. I thought it was a strange choice.
These are all there for Eli as well. Just looked a little bit caught in two minds there, Aaron. Wasn't completely convinced either way, I don't think.
If he's got just a turn of angle here, or he can pinch the pocket, pull back for the red to top right. And he's going to go forward probably to come back across, although he doesn't have a great angle. What I'm thinking is the red on the right-hand side, that is actually really awkward. But the red by the pocket obviously makes it a big
Extension 4.
Looks like it is going to be the double. Big shot. Right in the heart of the pocket, never really in doubt. Excellent shot, and the plant is not a problem at the top of the table. It's going through this nicely. I think I'd play the plant here. I don't like playing this one. Obviously it was a tricky ball, but then you're playing on a moving ball, which I don't like either. So you're playing the plant to be on the neck of the ball that you're actually hitting, which he could have played there. Play on the one he's just played, try to get better on it, whether he tried to get on it into the top left corner or either of the centre pockets. Taking that awkward ball there wasn't really, well, for me, wasn't the right way to go. But it's the choice that Eli made, and it's going to cost him this frame, you feel.
He's got one good shot to play. Still needs to be a good shot. And it is great. Good cueing. As we hear a lot from players out there for the first time, there's no such thing as an easy shot. He's looked very good, Aaron. He really has. 4-1 lead incoming. Excellent.
Yeah, not getting disastrous yet for Eli, but he is just giving up a few more chances than he would like. He will get more, but he does need to start just taking them and forging his way back into this match. Back into the disability final. Matthew Coates at the table. Already has a very solid lead over Mohamed Abubakar. And this is a race to 5, so he is on the verge of the title here. This is currently over on our YouTube channel.
Leading by 4 frames to 1.
If you want to watch the conclusion there, as Matthew has an opportunity to round out victory. That is on our YouTube channel. We're back to our game here, and in off break, which is rare on the cut break, especially like that.
And Eli wouldn't be human if he didn't think, justice.
Yeah, but then he looks at the layout and
Yep.
thinks, oh no.
Yeah, not ideal.
He's come through the field largely unscathed, has Eli, but not really happened from him in the final. He has time to put it right, but it is time to get going.
All of his issues are at the bottom of the table. For me, the worst thing Eli can do is get through the reds at the top. I don't think that's a terrible result for him, honestly. I think if you're playing that as a safety shot, I'll almost be saying, yeah, that's a nice shot. Do you know what I mean? I think
100%.
at this stage of the frame, it's actually a really good outcome. Ignore the fact that he missed the pot. Let's have outcome bias. That's a great outcome for him. Aaron's in trouble here. Well, that's quite a clever shot if that yellow goes now.
It does go. Another quarter turn, it would have been brilliant. Still would have a yellow at the bottom of the table. It's awkward.
Great little bit of vision though, wasn't
Yeah.
it? So Eli's still got the problem red below the yellow on the left side. That's a big issue for him. Rest of the reds are sort of okay. There's obviously the one on the bottom rail, but that sort of takes care of itself really. There's a really obvious cannon to be played there with the red close by.
feel he has to go safe here. I think you have to slow this down. Don't get too swayed by the match clock. There's loads of time left. Well,
8 ball's okay.
just think that the more aggressive you are here, the easier you can make it free. Like,
Yeah, and Aaron doesn't need to rush. He's 4 up.
does decide to pull it back.
Yeah, and be hard pushed to say that's not the right call. I think he's looking at playing the cannon now. I think Eli's comfortable enough to go. Whether or not that's the right decision, time will tell, but I think he's going. Oh, I'm not sure. Not sure.
You can bump this into play and get a good cue ball and leave nothing on. Yeah, that's a nice shot.
Okay.
The problem is when you pop balls to then get yourself into position to play those safeties, you want to keep your pieces on the table.
Is there a 3-ball plant here, Si?
I mean, maybe you'd play it. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I'd say so. Well, I know in essence it was a silly question, but the reason why I say it is because...
If the red-yellow was set, then I would say yes. But
yeah.
then you'd have the very off angle.
Eli not buying what Aaron's selling. He's happy to wait. Depends how Aaron sees this. Yeah, he looked to play some kind of combination there as we bring Eli to the table. And we should also say, whilst we're on the commentary, a huge congratulations to Matthew Coates, our inaugural Ultimate Pool Disability Pool Series champion. We'll do that presentation in the main arena just following the next gen presentation here. Congratulations to Matthew.
This is off angle. That red on the left is going to prove to be a problem.
Lovely pot.
it's all worked out for Aaron. Opportunity to go 5-1 now. Not the best of shots to leave this angle. This one needs to be hit well, really well. Be the double. Originally, you'd think he would have wanted to play on the 8 ball into the right centre, but he's good on the double. And it doesn't fall. Could this be a moment? Could this be a turn? It's not easy. It's far from easy for Eli, but it's better than this 8 ball falling in. I think you can come twice across and get above that red. Line's not great, and you've got to watch the centre pocket, but well, he's pulled back for the double, which is probably the percentage play, actually. I think going twice across underneath the 8 ball, but not going in the centre pocket. Could have been very dangerous. The double, very makeable, but did he need to be a turn higher up the table to make it easy? This red's very close to the cushion. Double kiss might be on here. Yeah, double kissed, squeezed. Another big shot from Aaron Newton. Third great shot to win a frame in the match, and he's 4 frames in front, and 3 of them have been with big shots. Without them, this could be a very different match. Excellent stuff. And, well, you may have missed the double originally, but he is very much in control of this match at the moment. Getting towards the end of the action here in Wigan. It's been a brilliant 3 days, it really has, but we have some big matches still to come. There's a few just happening around. We've got the Women's Pro Series semi-finals currently going on TikTok. We're going to have the Challenger 3 final going on YouTube very shortly. Gavin Simpson-Allen taking on Reece McLaughlin, who both went really well in the first event as well. Some good weekends for both.
Right, Eli, it's time to let the arm go. 5-1 down, 12 minutes left. Keep going. Don't give up. Let's see what you've got for us. What a break. Oh
no.
Mate.
No. 3 times.
Well, you've got to say...
Well, twice in off in the 8 ball. It's so tough to see.
You've got to say, this is the game. It's the same at the next gen level as it is for the pros, the challengers, the women, the disability. It is always the same game. You can always get that bit of rotten luck that means it's not in your control.
But you can't let that affect you. And that's what I always say. You know, look, is Eli's break hurting him in this match? Absolutely. But has he had enough chances to be at least 3-3 in this match? Yes. You know, he's let a couple go that he should have got, or certainly had the capability of getting if he played anywhere near the level he's been playing in the tournament. So that's what I would always look at is, you know, have I had enough opportunities to win the match? And he absolutely has enough opportunities to be right in it right now.
Yeah, and that's not to sound, you know, super critical. It's just a case of it's just about knowing your knowing your level and being able to review your game. Both of these players are, the clues in the name, it's next gen. They're up and coming. They are improving every single day.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the thing. I mean, I'm so used to hearing pool players, that miss 5 chances and then go, well, I couldn't win the match because my break let me down. And look, I'm not criticising Eli at all in any way, but he's had his opportunities and the break isn't working for him as well. It's tough out there for him.
May well see a reverse clearance here from Aaron.
It would be the second one, wouldn't it? Off the break that's stalling for Eli. He does need to play a good last positional shot onto the 8 ball. He needs to get just above this yellow. That's perfect.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Shot clock, now we're not ready.
Oh, wow. Wow. All the great shots he's played in this match. That's very jarring. And that, if you're an Eli Jackson fan, is exactly what you wanted to see. This is an opportunity to really hurt Aaron, and it is no surprise to see that come at the switch from 30 seconds to 15 seconds, which is where we are now at. Rushed was Aaron. Rushed the shot. Eli decides to pull back.
Extension call.
Oh, would you believe it? He gets a little bit of luck, but it shouldn't change anything here. Time for Eli to go here. Looks like he's got that nice little turn of angle just to come on and off the top cushion. Well, in the end he was straight enough to actually go the other way around, but it works out just the same.
Yeah. Good this from Eli. We always say there's no easy shots out there in the main arena for the first time. You tune up a 15-second shot clock and that also becomes true. This has been really nicely played from Eli. Yeah, that's perfect position. Perfect position.
Only way to get good on the 8 balls to use both jaws.
Yep. Bang, 5-2. Well done. Well done, Eli Jackson.
There's still 7 minutes left in this one. 3 behind now. It is doable, but he's going to need a couple of finishes, you feel, just to not let that time get away.
Aaron Newton a break. Lead by 5 frames to 2.
Okay. Eli needs to find a finish. It's a race to 7, but take the 7 out of the equation here. He's not going to get to 7. The equation for Eli is, can I get 3 in 7 minutes?
If this was Ian Alley at the table, which he was a lot of yesterday, we'd be saying this is on. it's not Ian Ali at the table, it's Eli Jackson. So he's got to just take it one frame at a time. We can think 6.5 minutes, 3 frames. It's just about possible. Just. But he's got to basically play perfect pool. That's a lovely shot.
I think he's got the perfect angle to float through here.
Yeah,
just
float
float
the
this
gap.
in natural. Because the red in the triangle area goes bottom right. You've got the red right centre. Well, he's going to dig, so...
Oh, he's busted open. I don't know if he needed to do that.
Yeah, I think there was definitely a way to keep that one clean. That's the decision he's made. Now it's going to be slightly tricky to deal with the red by the yellow. And also, for my money, it makes getting on the 8 ball harder as well.
Yeah, that was missable. That was really... Oh, he's fluked it. Keep going, Eli. Keep going.
And he's landed on the red to left centre. That goes
what-
from here.
what
That's
a
a
touch.
magic moment
What
for
a
him.
touch that is.
He can land straight on the red as well. Straight, don't go too far.
He's going to have to die it in.
He might play for the double. Might power this in and come and try and get somewhere near right centre pocket.
Right, it's awkward to cue in.
Yeah, dropping it
yourself
in
a
gives
shot.
yourself a shot.
That's okay. Can strike the centre of the cue ball. This for 5-3. And definitive hope for Eli Jackson. Oh, what an out. What an out. We will include the fluke. Because this was absolutely mad. But I tell you what, the 3 shots he played after that were excellent.
You say fluke. I mean, surely that's the only way to get good on the next ball was to use the jaws and go the 3 cushions,
Use the
essentially.
jaws.
Use the jaws. It gets you the angle he needed. It doesn't matter how. It just doesn't. When we were out in the arena before we got going, performances don't matter. It's about winning. It's about scrapping, about forgetting anything that goes wrong and hanging in there and hanging in there.
And he just had a little look at the clock there, and he probably sort of had the realization that, you know, it's still unlikely. 5 minutes and 6 seconds needs 2 frames. On a 15-second shot clock, that's just simply doable. He just has to play perfect.
That's it. Just has to take out finishes. Can't afford a scrappy tactical frame, and it.
Oh, it's staying up. It's staying up.
I'm not told us.
Has he got a pot? Oh, he's got... Well, he's not got a ball to start with.
He's had some poor run on the break. That was a good bit of run for him, not going in off, because it's not left anything for Aaron. Whereas with ball in hand, he would have.
That's a good shot. It's a really good shot.
This layout's actually, on review, is just perfect for Aaron.
Yeah.
Because it's horrible. I mean, it's just... if I'm Aaron, I'm more than happy just to let Eli have a go here, because it is that horrible. If he's clever, just run the match out here. Just let the clock run down, and this match could finish 5-3.
I don't mind potting a yellow. Don't mind that, because you can start to now make one colour set bad. Take ownership and control over the table.
I think I like not potting there, just because you can then make both colour sets bad.
I know what you're saying, but it's double the thinking time.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm not overly precious about it. But the worst
You know,
thing
I
he can
think
do
going
is
to fly at these.
the worst thing that Aaron can do is to make the game easier for Eli by potting balls. Just keep asking the same question. It may feel a little bit awkward out there doing this sort of tactic for the first time, but just keep asking the question. Don't pot this one.
No, I disagree. Go game, win it properly. Stop messing about. It's a pretty good shot if he actually wants to win the frame from Aaron Newton, because he's going to force Eli to play the one ball that's blocking his yellow.
I still wouldn't be tempted.
No, you're absolutely correct, and and I will tell you that you're objectively correct. But he could go. If he had anything about him, he'd go. It looks like Aaron Newton is decided to hitch up the trousers and have a run at these, and I respect it. There is 2.5 minutes left. 2 frames. I think he can probably justify a little run at these, but he's still playing containing shots. Fair play.
He keeps potting one to then contain on the second one, whereas if you're going to go down that road, just keep containing. Don't need to pot anything. Eli doesn't have time to consider anything really. With no golden breaks in play, you absolutely have to just go almost instinctively.
Yeah, I mean, he knows now. Tough to take. He'll be really disappointed, but he should also be really proud too. Just hasn't been his evening, and that's okay.
For me, this match will be remembered for the 3 really big shots that Aaron Newton played. Obviously, the treble in the opening frame.
Talk of big shots, by the way.
That's a big shot as well.
That might be the best of the lot.
Yeah.
That's an unbelievable plant he's just played there.
Can he find another?
He's looking at red off red. I'd love Eli to get these. Oh my goodness. What a shot that is. That's an absolute jerk of a shot. Come on, Eli.
55 seconds.
2 absolutely unbelievable shots back to back. And he couldn't quite find a third. It was tracking into the pocket. It's not going to get there.
Sure, the pace. Now Aaron just knows he can just... This is a pretty set plant. Just roll these through slowly and win the match.
Yeah, it's all over, and Aaron Newton should be really, really pleased. I'm sure he will be, but Eli Jackson should likewise be very, very proud too. But the inaugural Next Gen champion will be Aaron Newton. 5-3 win. Not going to quite have the time to get the job done in this frame, but it doesn't matter. The first ever Next Gen champion for Ultimate Pool is Aaron Newton.
Yeah, what a match. What an enjoyable tournament to see unfold over the last couple of days. And 2 players really treating us in the final. It really had some moments, especially Aaron. 3 brilliant shots really. That pot and down the cushion was incredible as well. But the swerve and the treble, 2 incredible shots, and he's won the match by 2. They're very, very big, very pivotal, but a brilliant performance from Aaron Newton. And he is our first ever Next Gen champion, and it is great to see the Next Gen. Can't wait for the next event.